Hey, Sophie here, and in this video I'm going to explain to you why most women after menopause have a really hard time losing fat, losing belly fat, and by the end of this video you are going to understand exactly where you've been going wrong if you are struggling and what you need to do. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm Sophie. I am a board certified nutritionist, I am a master mindset coach, I'm a gut health specialist, and I have helped hundreds and hundreds of women over the age of 45 to regain their beautiful physique, their vitality, and really their joy and happiness of life, because that's really what it's all about, isn't it? So definitely check out some of my other videos and you know, if you want to, subscribe. So let's get straight into this. The first reason why most women have a really, really hard time is something that is physiologically inbuilt inside of you. And this is where it's so important to understand that it's not your fault. If you have been dieting for years and years and you think, well, I can never stick at it, or the weight always ends up coming back, this is why. So there are two things that are going on where your body and your psychology, your brain, will always fight back to get back to its set point, to get back to, if you like, its normal. So when you try to do something like a really restrictive, aggressive approach, protocol, diet, whatever it is, you might get some short-term gains. Very often the scale gains, and we never really want to look at scale weight as being the indicator or the best reader of health and body composition, because it's just simply not. When you go on any diet, you can actually lose quite a few scale pounds, scale weight. Very often it's water and lean muscle mass. And lean muscle mass, obviously, you don't want to lose. But that being said, any kind of extreme aggressive diet, such as a low carb diet, which really isn't sustainable because it's only so long that you can go without eating carbs. But nonetheless, any aggressive or very restrictive diet is going to backfire, absolutely guaranteed. And this is why. So when you are in this restriction, your body is wired to survive. It's wired for survival mode. Therefore, what it will do, every part of you, you'll have more hunger hormones released, ghrelin released. Your metabolism will start to slow down, if not shut down completely. And your entire physiology will adapt to be able to hold on to calories for dear life. So you force yourself, you restrict, you do whatever you can. You're going to see the number going down on the scale for a short amount of time. You're going to be excited, and then A, it's not sustainable because you just can't psychologically stick to it anyway, and B, the worst thing is that after over time, and it could be after a month, 3 months, 6 months, your body will fight to get back to its set point, to what your body reads as normal, which might be the weight that you have been carrying for quite some time, for quite a few years, if not decades. It is not your fault, it is your physiology. Now, I want to layer something else into this set point, and it's what I call the set point psychology, okay? Because when you're forcing yourself to do something really difficult and restrictive, there's only so long psychologically that you are going to be able to withstand that. Your psychology, you're trying to almost do something that you're not, if that makes sense. So I'm going to force myself to do this thing, to do this diet, to cut carbs and sugar and gluten and whatever the thing is that you're supposed to be cutting. And it feels restrictive. It feels that you're depriving yourself. It's not enjoyable. It's not fun. So your psychology is screaming at you from within. It's actually your subconscious that doesn't feel safe. Your subconscious reads this as like, this is weird, this is not safe, this is not aligned with who I am, with who I want to be. And so eventually, over time, your psychology will ping you right back to what feels kind of comfortable, familiar, your new normal, which is why women always throw their hands up in surprise when they're like, oh my gosh, I fell off the wagon and I went back to, stress hit and then I started comfort eating again. Well, of course you did. It's not your fault. You didn't change your psychology. More importantly, you didn't change your identity. You didn't change into, I am a woman who is healthy, who honors herself, who eats this way, etc. So what is the solution? The solution is to adopt, instead of a diet, a dietary pattern. So when we look at epidemiology, which is scientists and researchers, that's what we really want to look at. It's the kind of very long-term results that we see over time. In epidemiology, the success that we see in anybody who gets into amazing shape and stays in that shape for the rest of their life, what happens is it's not through a diet, you know that, I know that, because you're not going to be able to sustain it for more than a very short amount of time, but it's a dietary pattern. Think of a good example of epidemiology would be the blue zones, the populations that have lived well into their 90s and 100s and been very healthy and really good shape, or certainly used to be. That's epidemiology. That's dietary pattern. That means that they've just adopted a dietary pattern. And in the case of the blue zones, it was 98% plant-based, sort of low in obviously no ultra processed foods, etc. But it was also a lifestyle. So it's not just a dietary pattern, it's a lifestyle pattern, and that's very important as well. So in the way that I teach and the way that I coach, it is all about a pattern of living. It's a lifestyle that you're slowly adopting and getting to the point where you love it. This is like, I love this. It aligns with me. It feels good. I enjoy it. I'm satiated. I'm not hungry. I can fit it in, integrate it easily into my life. Unless all of the above clicks in, it's just not going to be sustainable and you're setting yourself up to fail. So that's really important. So it's very important to understand the set point that you will spring back to physiologically and mentally. And the solution is, instead of an aggressive diet, think of a dietary pattern and then layer onto that a lifestyle pattern as well. Now, the next part of this is slow and steady. So what you really want to think about doing is relatively slow weight release. Now, when I'm talking about weight release, I want to be very clear. I'm talking about fat release. It is not weight. Most of the time I coach women over the age of 50. And at this age, we don't want to be losing muscle and we do not want to be losing bone strength. In fact, we want to be gaining a lot of lean muscle mass. So I'm not talking about scale weight loss. That is not a good goal to aim for. You can get quick scale weight with whatever it might be. You can starve yourself. You can do your GLP-1s. I am talking about healthy, beautiful, vibrant longevity for the rest of your life. And in order to do that, I want you to start thinking about slower weight release. So if we're thinking about maybe a pound a week, a pound of fat a week, you might think, well, okay, over a month, 30 days, or a calendar month, that could be, only 4 or 5 pounds a month, Sophie? I was hoping it'd be more than that. I've got like 80, 90 pounds that I want to lose, but stay with me. Over the course of a year, that is 52 pounds. It took you decades to get to that weight through slow age creep, not your fault, to get to start having that fat on your body. It's the visceral fat, which is when you reach a certain fat threshold, it spills over and you're storing it, particularly after 50, as visceral fat. But it's taken a while for that to happen. So 52 pounds over the course of a year is amazing if it's going to be sustainable. And at that rate, it is going to be sustainable. And then on top of that, we need to layer in building lean muscle mass. Why? Because lean muscle mass acts as a fat burning machine for the rest of your life. The more lean muscle mass you have, literally you're burning fat, you are boosting your metabolism with every pound of lean muscle mass that you get onto your body. And so also remember that with your 52 pounds of fat that you might release in a year on the scale, and this is why the scale is not something that ever to measure by. If you are building lean muscle mass, then you want to build about 5 pounds, even 10 pounds of lean muscle mass. That is healthy for a woman over 50. So that's going to skew the scale measurement. But here's the thing, that your body composition is going to look amazing. You're going to have a small and tiny waist. So many of my clients, I often talk about my lovely client Christine, who lost 17.5 inches off her waist in her mid-60s and released over time 75 pounds of fat. This is what I see with my clients over and over again. But the point is, these women it's become their lifestyle. They don't even have to think about it. They are not on a diet. Let me be clear. They are not on an extreme diet or a protocol. 2 years later, 3, 4, 5, 6 years later, these women, it's just their lifestyle and they are loving it. And then on top of that, you get the added benefits of the age-proofing, lower cholesterol, lower A1C, lower triglycerides. So ladies, this is the way to do it. Don't try and rush it. Some ladies that I work with who have considerably more weight to lose at the beginning, they may release more than 1 pound a week initially. Maybe for the first 5 or 6 weeks, and then it'll sort of plateau out. But over time, all of them will reach their healthy, ideal set point, gently nudged into over time, so the body doesn't, your physiology doesn't rebel, and your psychology doesn't rebel. So hopefully this is really helpful. 2 big takeaways from this. Okay, don't go on any kind of aggressive protocol. It'll always bite you in the end. GLP-1s, unfortunately, can be effective, obviously, for weight loss, but the moment you stop taking them, there's going to be a real ping back to your set point, and some. So that is the problem with the GLP-1s. And just, it is slow build or slow release of fat and slow build of lean muscle mass. And that way that's it. You're going to get the most incredible outcome. And what you do today and the steps that you take today towards doing this is going to be the woman who you're becoming, the woman you will be in your 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. And that's why I'm so passionate about starting it now. If you want to find out more about my philosophy, I've created a beautiful masterclass for you. It's 5 steps to getting your confidence back and your vitality and health back after 50. I'm linking to it in the description. I love this masterclass so much because what I've really attempted to do is to lay down for you in 5 really easy steps the psychology, the mindset that is absolutely necessary for any kind of transformation after the age of 50. So whether it is weight release or whether it's just like you're losing your confidence, you're feeling old, you feel stuck, you feel unmotivated, you're stuck in a rut, you're not happy, this masterclass is a must watch. All right, that is it from me, and I will see you next time.